The chair now first recognizes Mr. Bob Fuchigami in 1942. Bob and his family were evicted from their fruit and vegetable farm in Northern California and sent by train to the Merced Detention Center. Later that year, they were moved again to Amache in the southeast plains of Colorado. At Amache, the Fuchigami family was incarcerated behind barbed wire for 3 years, during which time they lost everything. For decades, he has been an advocate for preserving and protecting the Amache site, a mission that he dedicates to the Issei generation, his parents, whose source of struggle for survival in a hostile environment remains a lasting source of inspiration. It's an incredible honor to be able to hear from you today, sir, and you are now recognized for your oral remarks.
Good morning, Chairman Nagus, Ranking Member Fulcher, Subcommittee members, and distinguished guests. My name is Robert Bob Fuchigami. I live in Evergreen, Colorado. I'm 90 years old. I'm an Amache survivor. I'm also a Navy veteran, joined in Greeley, Colorado, served in the Korean War, served for 4 years. 4 of my older brothers served in the Army during World War II. I'm a former educator, having taught students at the grade school, high school, and university levels. Incidentally, my university training was at the University of Illinois with the Institute for Research on Exceptional Children. My expertise was in special education. I taught at the University of Hawaii and the University of Oregon, as well as the Sonoma State University. Thank you for this opportunity to speak before you today in support of the Amache National Historic Site Act, House Bill 2497. Thanks especially to Chairman Nagus and to Congressman Buck for leading this bipartisan bill. Amache is a traumatic subject for me, very personal, and it has been for most of my life. I was only 11 years old in May 1942 when my family was ordered by the Army to leave our home and 20-acre combination fruit and vegetable farm in Yuba City, California. The time frame given us was less than 1 week. We were told to report to the local train depot with only what we could carry. No destination given, no reason given, except 2 vague words: military necessity. No charges were leveled against us. No trial, no hearings. We were loyal, patriotic, law-abiding citizens who had never done anything wrong. Why were we treated this way? Why were we singled out for eviction and incarceration? In Amache, we were assigned to a flimsy military barrack that would be our home for the next 3 years. Each barrack had been cut into 6 rooms. Our family of 10 was given 2 rooms, each 20 by 20. Each room held 5 canvas cots, a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling, no running water, no toilets, The walls and windows were so poorly constructed, they left a gap, allowing dust and snow to blow in. Temperatures ranged from below zero in winter to well above 100 degrees in summer. Dust storms were frequent. Mess halls, toilets, showers were communal. No privacy. The camp was surrounded by barbed wire fence, had 8 guard towers manned by military police 24 hours a day. They had orders to shoot us if we tried to escape. While we were in Amache, we lost everything we owned in California. We lost our home, our farm, our equipment, everything. Our time, over time, our sense of family, of purpose and future was destroyed. In Amache, my mother had a stroke. My father broke his back when he fell down from a truck. Neither fully recovered. Even in the middle of this tragedy, all among the chaos and confusion, the people in Amache created an entire town. It was the 10th largest town in Colorado in 1942. Despite the incarceration, 953 men and women from Amache joined the military. 31 were killed in action, serving as part of the highly decorated 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Others served in the Pacific fighting the Japanese as cave flushers, military intelligence, and interpreters. Women from Amache served in the Women's Army Corps. Now, returning to the site, even after all these years, is still very emotional. There's no substitute for experience in Amache other than being at the actual site. Many foundations of the site are still preserved, allowing survivors and descendants to stand exactly where they once were forced to call home. A guard tower, a water tower, and replication of an original barrack has been painfully reconstructed. Local high school students at the Granada High School watch over the cemetery and help preserve the area. But they cannot stand alone. They need the National Park Service to help ensure this place is protected, preserved, and interpreted for future generations. A visitor center is needed to explain what happened to 7,500 Americans during wartime. This history should not be ignored, forgotten, or remain invisible. The Amache story is not over. Asians in America, including some of the most vulnerable, are still discriminated against, treated as invisible, and suffer from hate crimes to this day. Designated Amache, a national park site, would shine a light on our forgotten history and help tell a more complete story of America. Amache is a collective story. It's an American story. I urge the committee and all of Congress to pass the Amache National Historic Site Act as soon as possible. I've been waiting for this to happen for a long, long time. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fuchigami.